Well, a famous YouTuber lied about having cancer. Pretty fucked up, huh? Hey, no buddies, it's me here once again, here with my co-host, Mr. Nobody. And today I'm going to be making my obligatory video about the Boogie2988 situation. Because it seems like everyone on YouTube is talking about this shit. And, you know, and I do mean like everyone. Like there's this gaming channel that I'm subscribed to. And he doesn't make drama videos at all. Like he never makes videos that aren't about gaming. And even he made a video about freaking Boogie2988. So I figure as a YouTuber, it is my duty to be a lemming and do the same thing. So I'll start out by being an absolute hypocrite and say that I'm sick of hearing about this Boogie2988 crap. It's annoying, and people need to shut up about it because it's pretty clear that he's loving the negative attention, and people need to stop giving him attention at all. Now, I gotta admit, I'm not really much of a fan of Boogie. Like, I watched his videos once, like 5 or 6 years ago. I binge watched a bunch of his stuff. I was like, oh, this sucks, and I turned it off. I never watched it again. But I know of him. I know he has a lot of fans, and I hear about him all the time. He used to be considered like the Mr. Rogers of the internet, which I don't really see it. Like, I was at a relative's house not too long ago, and she had some little kids that she was watching, and they were watching a rerun of Mr. Rogers on TV. And at no point while I was watching this episode of Mr. Rogers did I ever think to myself, gee, you know what this reminds me of? Boogie2988. I mean, I just don't see how people can draw a comparison with a kind old man who talks to puppets to a loud, obnoxious, fat guy who talks about how much his life sucks. I mean, I don't really understand the comparison. By the way, I would put a picture of Boogie on the board of cringe, but Mr. Nobody doesn't want him stinking up his home. So, but just imagine me if I weighed like 200 pounds heavier and had a beard. That's basically Boogie. But yeah, Boogie, everyone thought that he was like this really sweet, nice guy, but now everyone realizes that his life is basically an episode of Jerry Springer. There was this documentary that came out about him like a year ago, and it didn't paint him in a very flattering light. He's got this girlfriend that everyone says looks old enough to be his daughter. But to be honest, she looks old enough to be my daughter. And I'm 14 years younger than Boogie. So that's a little strange. I mean, obviously she can't be my daughter because I have never performed the activity that is required to produce a daughter. I'm just saying that, you know, it's feasible that I could, you know, have a daughter, you know, if, never mind. But yeah, I'm sick of hearing about him. So I'm a pretty big hypocrite by making this video. But it always seems like there's some big YouTuber that makes a mess out of their life, and everybody has to talk about them, and nobody can shut up about them until the next YouTuber makes a mess of their life, and then everyone's talking about them, and then so on and so forth. Like last year, the YouTuber that everyone was talking about that was causing all this controversy was that ukulele girl who sang about the toxic gossip train. That's all anybody talked about for months and months. Now this Boogie situation's happening and nobody talks about her anymore. And then before her, I remember like, you know, Onision. He was like the big, shocking, controversial YouTuber that everyone talked about. Nobody talks about him anymore. I remember like Pro Jared, and you know, there's always that one YouTuber that's making a huge mess of their life and nobody can shut up about it. So from what I hear, Mr. Beast, he's in some hot water, I guess. So I'm kind of hoping that people start talking about him nonstop because I'm just sick of hearing about this Boogie shit. Not that I'm glad that Mr. Beast, you know, has done bad things, and or his co-host or whatever. Like, I don't think it's good they did the bad thing, but I'm just hoping that this means I won't have to hear about freaking Boogie all the time. because, like I said, it's pretty obvious that he's getting off on this. And the whole thing with like Keemstar and stuff, I don't know, a lot of this just seems staged to me. Like, I'm sure he probably really did lie about his cancer, but I don't know, like, looking at all this, it just seems like there's some kayfabe involved. Like, he got a tattoo on his face that said liar, and I watched the video, and it just seemed like he was acting. I mean, at least it did to me. It just kind of felt like I was watching a skit. And I don't know, I just think, maybe not kayfabe, but I mean, they've got to be playing this up, because I guess their podcast has been getting a lot of views, and, you know, they're making a bunch of money, so, you know, at the very least, they're milking it for all it's worth. You know whose opinion I think we need on this situation? Dusty's. Dusty, what are your thoughts on the Boogie situation? Really? Listen to those chirps. Those are some pissed off chirps. You must really hate Boogie. Yeah, you tell Boogie. Look at the camera and tell Boogie. Yeah, Dusty. Yeah. There's some real fury in those chirps. So yeah, Boogie, he's annoying. Sick of hearing about him. But I'm going to go ahead and make a video about him anyway, because I always got to join the crowd. So that's pretty much all I got to say in this video. I'll see all you nobodies later. Keep it cringy, everyone.